Good day everyone. The quota for minting commemorative coins was increased from 1 to 2 coins in 2012. But it was in 2013 that most countries began to use this quota. So 2013 instantly became the biggest year for commemorative €2 coins at that time. A total of 23 coins were released, and we'll take a look at those coins in this video. In 1963, the Élysée Treaty was signed in Paris. It is a friendship treaty between France and Germany. It was signed by the then leaders of the countries Charles de Gaulle and Konrad Adenauer. Historically, France and Germany have been in constant rivalry, and in the last 100 years there have been 3 major wars between the countries. Therefore, the purpose of this treaty was to end hostilities and unite. The purpose of the treaty was not just to declare friendship, but to really find common interests and bring the two peoples of these countries closer together. One of the goals of this treaty was the rapprochement of French and German youth. This included the recognition of each other's diplomas, the exchange of students, and the creation of Franco-German schools. Since then, many cities and schools in Franco-German regions have become twinned, and France and Germany are now core countries and allies within the European Union. In honor of the Élysée Treaty, a coin was minted, in 2 versions in German and French. Consider a German coin. The coin depicts the then leaders of the countries, Charles de Gaulle, the President of France, and his signature under the portrait, and Konrad Adenauer, the Chancellor of Germany, and his signature under the portrait. Above is the inscription in French, Élysée Treaty, in the center the inscription 50 years. At the bottom is the inscription in German, Élysée Treaty. Near to the right is the letter D, denoting the country Germany. But the mint mark on this coin is under Adenauer's portrait. Remember that there are 5 mints in Germany. Circulation of 11 million coins. On eBay, such coins were recently sold for prices ranging from $3.80 to $5.20. Currently, the lowest price for such a coin is $3.80. An identical coin was issued in France. The coin depicts the then leaders of the countries, Charles de Gaulle, the President of France, and his signature under the portrait, and Konrad Adenauer, the Chancellor of Germany, and his signature under the portrait. Above is the inscription in French, Élysée Treaty, in the center the inscription 50 years. At the bottom is the inscription in German, Élysée Treaty. Near the right of the letters RF, Republic of France. Near Charles de Gaulle is the sign of the Paris Mint, and near Adenauer is the sign of the engraving workshop. The circulation is less than Germany's 10 million coins. Recent sales on eBay ranged from $2.90 to $6.50. Currently, the cheapest coin costs $2.80. The second German coin is dedicated to the federal states. This is the 8th Bundesländer coin of the series. It is dedicated to the state of Baden-Württemberg. The Maulbronn Monastery is depicted on the coin. This monastery was founded back in 1147 and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The main image on the coin is divided into 2 parts. On the left is the fountain and the vault of the interior, and on the right is the exterior view of the monastery building. Over the monastery, the year of minting. Below is the name of the federal state, Baden-Württemberg. Under the name, the letter D, denoting the country Germany. On the right is the sign of the mint. We remind you that Germany has 5 mints. Near the fountain are the artist's initials. The standard mintage for Germany is 30 million coins. Recent sales on eBay ranged from $3.80 to $12. Currently, the cheapest coin costs $3.50. Spain released the 4th coin dedicated to UNESCO monuments in Spain. The coin depicts the Escorial Monastery, which was founded back in 1563. This monastery is a historical royal residence and burial place of Spanish kings. Now it is a popular tourist attraction and museum. The inscription Spain above the monastery. A little lower mintage year 2013. Madrid Mint Mark. Circulation of 8 million coins. On eBay, such coins were recently sold at prices ranging from $4.60 to $6.70. Currently, the cheapest coin costs $3.50. Slovenia issued a coin dedicated to the 800th anniversary of visits to the Postojna caves. This is a system of karst caves more than 20 kilometers long. About 5 kilometers of these caves are open for visitors. These caves are one of the tourist magnets and business cards of Slovenia. Back in the 19th century, the caves were electrified and a railway track was laid for tourists. Inside, there is even a so-called concert hall where musical events are held. For example, at one time the theater La Scala performed here. On the coin, the caves are depicted stylized in the form of a spiral, which originates from the text. Postojna Pit, 1213 to 2013, Slovenia. Circulation of 1 million coins. Recent sales on eBay have ranged from $3.50 to $5.30. Currently, the cheapest lot with such a coin costs $3. The Netherlands is one of the monarchies in the European Union, and in 2013 there was a change of throne. Queen Beatrix abdicated in favor of her son Prince of Orange, Willem-Alexander. This event was depicted in the form of two portraits looking to the left. This is Beatrix's side. In monarchies, where monarchs are minted on coins, when the throne changes, the side where the monarch faces changes. Beatrix looked to the left, so her successor must look to the right. And looking ahead in 2014, the same coin will be released where Willem-Alexander and Beatrix will already be looking to the right. In a semicircle on the coin, the text, Willem-Alexander Prince of Orange. And Beatrix is the Queen of the Netherlands. Below is the date, January 28th. Mintage year 2013. Mint Director's Mark. And the Mint Mark. Circulation of 20 million coins. On eBay, such a coin was recently sold for $6. Currently, the cheapest coin costs $3. The second coin of the Netherlands is dedicated to the 200th anniversary of the kingdom. This coin has one of the best designs. Here we decided to depict 6 rulers of the 200-year history of the Netherlands in the form of outlines of their portraits, which are formed by a continuous ribbon. Portraits of King Willem-Alexander, Queen Beatrix, Queen Juliana, Queen Wilhelmina, King Willem III, King Willem II, and King Willem I. Text in a semicircle, Willem-Alexander, King of the Netherlands. And 200 years of the Kingdom of the Netherlands. At the bottom, the year of minting is 2013. The mark of the Director of the Mint. And the Mint Mark. Circulation of 3,500,000 coins. Recent sales on eBay have ranged from $5 to $6.40. Currently, the cheapest lot with such a coin costs $5. There is also a color version of this coin with a mintage of only 1,500 proof coins. The price for this coin starts at $800. Italy minted a coin dedicated to the 200th anniversary of the birth of Giuseppe Verdi. He is an outstanding Italian composer and conductor. His operas are among the greatest of all time, and still do not lose popularity both in Italy and in the world. The coin features a large portrait of Giuseppe Verdi, under which a signature is placed. Years, 1813 to 2013. Letters are Republic of Italy. Roman mint mark and engraver's mark. Circulation of 10 million coins. On eBay, such coins were recently sold at prices ranging from $3.50 to $6. Currently, the cheapest coin costs $3.50. The second coin of Italy is dedicated to the 700th anniversary of the birth of Giovanni Boccaccio. He is an outstanding Italian writer of the Renaissance. His most outstanding work is considered to be the Decameron, where Boccaccio portrayed a realistic picture of Italian reality at that time through stories. The coin features a large portrait of Giovanni Boccaccio. The signature below is Boccaccio, and the years, 1313 to 2013. Mark of the Roman Mint. Letters are Republic of Italy. Engraver's mark. Circulation of 10 million coins. Recent sales on eBay have ranged from $3.50 to $6. Currently, the cheapest lot with such a coin costs $3. The Vatican issued a coin with the Latin inscription Sede Vacant, which translates as vacant throne. Such coins are issued during the period of change of the Roman Pope. For example, in 2005, after the death of John Paul II, Sede Vacant minted in the regular circulation Vatican coins. This time, the Vatican decided to mint a Sede Vacant in a commemorative coin. In 2013, Pope Benedict XVI abdicated, and the Concordat elected Francis, a cardinal from Argentina, as the new pope. The symbol of the Holy See during the period of Sede Vacant was depicted on the coin. Inscriptions Vatican City, and Vacant Throne 2013. Below are the initials of the artist and engraver, circulation of 125,000 coins. This is the most expensive coin in 2013. On eBay, such coins were recently sold for prices ranging from $49 to $68. Currently, the cheapest coin costs $60. The second Vatican coin is dedicated to the 28th Youth Day, this time held in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. This is the third coin of the Vatican dedicated to the Youth Day. The coin depicts the famous statue of Christ the Redeemer in Rio de Janeiro, and young people under the statue. In a semicircle, the abbreviation is written, 28th Youth Day. Vatican City. Rio 2013. Roman mint mark and artist's initials. Circulation of 115,000 coins. On eBay, such a coin was recently sold for $40. Currently, the cheapest coin costs $35. The second coin of France is dedicated to the 150th anniversary of the birth of Pierre de Coubertin. In 1894, Pierre de Coubertin was one of the founders of the International Olympic Committee, and from 1896 he became the president of the IOC, and the ideological organizer and founder of the modern Olympic Games. The coin depicts a portrait of a young Pierre de Coubertin, behind him are the Olympic rings, and silhouettes of athletes. Pierre de Coubertin inscription on top. Letters RF, Republic of France, and year of minting. Mark of the Paris Mint. And the engraver's mark. Circulation of 1 million coins. On eBay, such coins were recently sold at prices ranging from $4.20 to $7.50. Currently, the cheapest coin costs $4.50. Clérigos Church is one of the symbols of the city of Porto. One of the prominent features of this church is its 75.6-meter high tower. This tower is an architectural landmark and can be seen from many corners of Porto. In 2013, Portugal issued a coin dedicated to the 250th anniversary of the construction of the Clérigos Tower. The coin shows it as it can be seen by people standing next to the tower and looking at it. On the right, they decided to add another symbol of the city of Porto to the empty place, the Dom Luís I Bridge, built back in 1886. Under the bridge is the coat of arms of Portugal and the inscription Portugal. In a semicircle, the inscription 250 years of the Clérigos Tower, and the minting year 2013. The mark of the Portuguese mint, and the mark of the artist. Circulation of 525,000 coins. Recent sales on eBay have ranged from $3.50 to $8. Currently, the cheapest lot with such a coin costs $3.50. In 2013, Monaco issued a coin dedicated to the 20th anniversary of Monaco's accession to the United Nations. It is the only truly high-volume Monaco coin and is the cheapest of all Monaco commemorative coins, so anyone can afford to add it to their collection. The coin depicts a dove of peace with an olive branch in its beak. A dove flies over the image of the continents from the UN logo. Monaco inscription on top. In the semicircle are the years 1993 to 2013. And the inscription, Acceptance at the UN. Paris Mint mark and engraver's mark. Circulation of 1,200,000 coins. On eBay, such coins were recently sold for prices ranging from $4.60 to $10. Currently, the cheapest coin costs $4.50. Slovakia issued a coin dedicated to the 1150th anniversary of the arrival of the mission of Cyril and Methodius to Great Moravia. There is a lot of meaning and symbolism invested in this coin, so let's start with the context. Who are Cyril and Methodius? Brothers Cyril and Methodius are Slavic educators. They laid the foundations of Slavic literacy. By the way, the Slavic alphabet is called Cyrillic, in honor of one of the brothers. The Orthodox Church canonized the brothers Cyril and Methodius and included them among the saints. And in the Czech Republic and Slovakia, July 5th is a holiday. On this day they celebrate the arrival of Cyril and Methodius to Great Moravia. It was this event that laid the foundation for the future sovereignty of these states. Cyril and Methodius are depicted on the coin. Above are the signatures of Cyril and Methodius. Cyril signed with the name he had in the world, Constantine. The brothers hold a double cross, which stands on 3 hills. This is a reference to the coat of arms of Slovakia. Also, this cross is held as a bishop's staff, which combines the symbols of statehood and Christianity and emphasizes the importance of the brothers' mission, which helped ensure the full sovereignty and legitimacy of Great Moravia, the first Slavic state in Central Europe. The book in Kirill's hands symbolizes education and faith. The church in the hands of Methodius symbolizes faith and institutional Christianity. At the bottom is the inscription Slovakia. Years 863 to 2013. The initials of the designer, and the mark of the Creamnetz mint. Circulation of 1 million coins. Recent sales on eBay ranged from $3.90 to $7.50. Currently, the cheapest lot with such a coin costs $3.50. Hello, on this channel we review €2 commemorative coins and other expensive coins. The history of the coins, and the value of the coins, what they were recently sold for, and how much they are worth now. For €2 commemorative coins, in the profile header there is a link to an online table where you will find a list of all €2 commemorative coins. The table is interactive and contains links to both a video review of each coin and text reviews. This table is free and designed to make it easy to find information on each €2 commemorative coin. But, if you want to help the author, you can subscribe to my Patreon. Where starting from the $5 subscription level, you will get access to a more advanced version of the spreadsheet. Where information is immediately presented, about the circulation, recent sales on eBay and the cheapest lots now. The pricing data in this table will be updated every few months. Also, from each Patreon subscription of $10 or more, 20% of the amount will go to the volunteer funds of Ukraine. I am from Ukraine, and coins are my hobby, which helps to forget a little about the terrible war that Russia unleashed. And now any help to Ukraine will always be good. Luxembourg issued a coin dedicated to the national anthem. The coin features a portrait of Henri Nassau looking at the notes and text of the national anthem of Luxembourg. At the top, the name of the anthem is Our Motherland. At the bottom is the inscription Luxembourg, year of minting 2013. Mark of the director of the mint. And mark of the mint in Utrecht, Netherlands. Circulation of 1,400,000 coins. On eBay, such coins were recently sold at prices ranging from $4 to $5.50. Currently, the cheapest coin costs $3. Finland celebrated the 150th anniversary of regular sessions of the Finnish parliament. The year 1863 for Finland was the beginning of real democracy, transparency of the press, and free use of the Finnish language. People got the opportunity to influence the processes in their own country. This event was depicted in the form of the numbers of the year 1863, from which sprouts a shoot symbolizing Finnish democracy. Finland is written in a semicircle in Finnish and English. Mintage year 2013. Mark of the Finnish Mint. Circulation of 1 million coins. Recent sales on eBay have ranged from $6 to $8.60. Currently, the cheapest lot with such a coin costs $3.50. The second coin of Finland is dedicated to the 125th anniversary of the birth of the Finnish writer Franz Emil Salanpa. Salanpa is a famous Finnish writer who received the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1939. In his works, he mostly described the Finnish peasants, their culture, and the connection between man and nature. The coin features a portrait of Salanpa, the inscription F.E. Salanpa on the top, the years of life 1888 to 1964 on the sides. Mintage year 2013. Mark of the Finnish Mint. Letters FI, Finland. Circulation of 1,500,000 coins. On eBay, such coins were recently sold for prices ranging from $6.90 to $10. Currently, the cheapest coin costs $3.50. In Belgium, a coin was issued to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the Royal Meteorological Institute. On the coin, this event was depicted in the form of the number 100. In the second zero there are the abbreviations of the institute, KMI, and IRM. Around the second zero are meteorological symbols of rain, fog and weather fronts. The third zero is stylized as the sun. From the top, the minting year is 2013. From the bottom, the letters B, Belgium. Mint Director's Mark and Belgian Mint Mark. Circulation of 2 million coins. Recent sales on eBay have ranged from $3.80 to $4.50. Currently, the cheapest lot with such a coin costs $3.80. In San Marino, a coin dedicated to the 500th anniversary of the death of the famous Italian Renaissance painter Pinturicchio was minted. The coin depicts a fragment of the fresco, Christ Among the Doctors, which is located in the Church of Santa Maria del Popolo in Rome. The inscription on top is Pinturicchio. The year of death is 1513, and the year of coinage is 2013. Mark of the Roman Mint. Artist's initials. The inscription of the country is San Marino. Circulation of 115,000 coins. A recent sale on eBay was for $32. Currently, the cheapest lot with such a coin costs $30. Greece issued a coin dedicated to the 2400th anniversary of the foundation of Plato's Academy. This is an ancient Greek philosophical academy that was founded by Plato. A portrait of Plato is depicted on the coin. In a semicircle, inscriptions in ancient Greek letters, 2,400 years since the founding of Plato's Academy. Republic of Greece. Greek Mint Mark. Mintage year 2013. Circulation of 750,000 coins. Recent sales on eBay ranged from $4.30 to $15. Currently, the cheapest lot with such a coin costs $3.80. The second coin of Greece is dedicated to the 100th anniversary of the unification of Crete with Greece. This event was depicted as Cretan rebels holding the Greek flag. The Republic of Greece is written on top. Below is 100 years of union between Crete and Greece. Years 1913 to 2013. Mark of the Greek Mint. Circulation of 750,000 coins. On eBay, such coins were recently sold at prices ranging from $4.50 to $6. Currently, the cheapest coin costs $3.30. The third coin of the series dedicated to the constitutional history of Malta was released in Malta. This coin is dedicated to the self-government constitution of 1921. The coin shows a map of the Maltese islands and their population. Above is the inscription Malta. Self-government 1921. Mintage year 2013. Circulation of 500,000 coins. Recent sales on eBay ranged from $4.90 to $7.20. Currently, the cheapest lot with such a coin costs $4. There is also a variant of this coin with the staff of Asclepius, a mint mark in Utrecht, the Netherlands. Such coins were issued with an annual set of Malta coins. The price of such a set now starts at $40. The entire value of the collection of commemorative coins, €2 of 2013 at the lowest selling prices on eBay, is $197. That's all. Stay tuned for future releases and don't miss out on your expensive coin.